if you think while the teacher is teaching, if you think you know something, you will never learn. The good teacher for me is who breaks my ego.
Who breaks your ego?
Who makes me feel like I'm no good. Every single movement of your body, every single muscle you will use, every single joint you will open up, every single range of motion is covered in those 26 postures.
Wow.
Everything.
Hi Parth, welcome
Namaste.
back. Welcome back to Reflect with Dipali. Lovely to have you back. Okay, so Parth, when it comes to yoga, okay, for me, yoga basically was like a cornerstone in my life post-pregnancy, right? So motherhood is very tough, okay, it drains you physically, it drains you emotionally, although of course it's a beautiful feeling to have kids. But for me, yoga really worked because it was a place that helped me physically, okay, to come back obviously to shape, and emotionally as well. So it was very easy for me when I used to get to the mat and do my asanas and just flow. It used to heal me somehow, you know, so that's what yoga is for me. आप बताएं आपके लिए योगा क्या है?
For me, my yoga practice, before it was like so many years it was just a physical practice on my mat, what I do for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, whatever. But over the years, when I started to understand, deepen my practice, it's like how to take this practice off the mat. And
Wow.
this is the ultimate goal of the whatever we're doing. So whatever we do on the mat, firstly, it reflects how we are in the life. Whatever decision you make on the mat in the beginning, it reflects how you make the decisions in your normal life. And when you start to make difference in the decision you make on the mat, let's say in the beginning, you start facing some challenges in like doing a posture, something is challenging to you, and you try to back off. You don't want to push yourself that much. That shows you how you are in your normal life. When the challenges come, you back off. That's something, okay, that's something you reflect about yourself. Okay, this is what we do over time. When you start to understand your body and you understand about your limits and you try to push yourself a little bit more, trust the teacher, trust the process. You take that learning slowly out of the mat and use it in your real life also. When you take the challenges outside, you feel like, okay, you can do it. You trust the process a little bit more. So the more you take your practice away from the mat, that's where the yoga happens, because otherwise the worst thing that happened to people is that yoga practice for that 1 hour becomes an escape place for them to feel good. Like, I love to do yoga, like no, whenever tough time comes.
That is a usual scenario. I think for most of us, even for me, that matter. If my day is not going good,
exactly.
I think the first thing that comes to my mind is to jump on the mat.
Exactly.
Just release all the emotions. Yeah.
So so if your yoga mat is your escape place, then you've been doing something wrong. You need to understand the concept more. It's not about feeling miserable for 23 hours and feeling really great, wonderful for 1 hour. It's feeling
but that
miserable.
1 hour, basically what it does, it gives you that insight and the happiness and the calm to, I think, go ahead for another 24 hours.
In the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, yes. It's like, in the beginning, it's like more of a flush of the toilet. You go in the toilet and you flush and you're good to go for 24 hours and then you flush again, go. But later, it's not like that. You learn.
Okay, yeah. For me, I've been practicing yoga, of course, not as much as you, but maybe 1.5 hours for the past 4-5 years. And that later hasn't come until now, even for me right now also, if I'm not feeling great, otherwise also, it's like that break, it's that 1 hour to myself that I can give, to keep me going. So it's not like, technically you're escaping from something, but it's a happy place. It's just, it makes you happy.
Yeah, but then what's the difference between a yoga session and the 1 hour of massage? That's also something
no,
you feel
not
good
really.
in.
Not really.
Just an example, something subjective.
No. Yeah.
But your yoga practice should be 100% all the time, even like after years and years, every single 1 hour you practice, it should be you learn something out of it. Anything, a little bit, something about yourself, something about something. You need to learn something because it's a practice. Because it is about consistency, yes, but also it's life. It's not about 1 hour of yoga practice. Yoga practice is a practice you live every single second of your life.
See, what I'm trying to say is that every person, okay, yoga is, of course, it means something completely different to you, right? So that's why we have the difference of perspective here. But for most people, I think it gives them peace, it gives them calm, it gives them healing, okay, from the mundane life that they have to go through otherwise, right? So that's how it works for me. Of course, learning or not learning is again very subjective. People are wanting to learn, some people are just wanting to release emotions. That is a very personal approach.
Let me put it this way. You don't do yoga to get better at yoga. Why? Like, let's say you practice dance to give a good performance. You practice karate to beat the shit out of someone, to fight. What you do yoga for? Yoga practice. What we're practicing for? We're practicing for life. So if your yoga practice is not making your life better, you practice something.
It is indirectly different. Making your life better because you indirectly, okay, through yoga are coming into a better mental state. Consciously or subconsciously, it has that effect on you, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's what the thing is. Yeah.
So it's
yeah, but yes, definitely. Of course, that's a beautiful point. What you said, that whatever we're doing on the mat should reflect in our lives as well.
Yeah. So,
and vice versa.
Yeah. So it's like you just learn how to use the tools. And then you have to use the tools in your life first. Otherwise, you're just learning how to use the tools all the time. And you're liking just to learn the tool.
Okay. Tell me. Okay, let's just break this down a little further. So, for example, we're getting into the asanas, okay, and everything into the meditation part of it. Whatever that 1 hour practice consists for different people.
Yeah.
Now, how can they implement that practice into their lives? Just for the sake of an example, if you can explain.
Let's say the physical practice of yoga is about so many different components. Let's say somebody cannot stand on their hands. Let's say a handstand, let's say. So if somebody tries to do handstand and cannot do it, that reflects so many things. First thing, it's not about doing the handstand. It's about why you cannot do the handstand.
Absolutely.
Yoga posture is a diagnosis of the body. If you do a posture and you cannot do it, it's not about doing it. It's about understanding, knowing about yourself, your limitations, why I cannot do
Absolutely.
it. If you cannot stand on your hand, that means you can reflect, okay, my shoulders are not strong enough, my core is not strong enough, my arms not strong enough. So just knowing that your arms are not strong enough
is not enough.
That's one thing you know about yourself.
Yeah,
it's
so
not
you have to
about
work towards it, you mean.
Again, it's not about working even. Somebody don't want to stand on their hands, but they should try. To know about themselves. This is the limitation. Okay. Anything, like if you bend backwards and you feel like, okay, I cannot bend backwards because I never did. No, in the normal life, you never bend backwards. Never in your life, somebody, if they don't practice yoga, they will never bend backwards.
The back is difficult,
Yeah. Your spine is a 3-dimensional object. It needs to be move in 4 directions. But in the normal life, you never do it. Like never. When you drop something on the floor, you pick it up forward bending. Never saw anybody pick it up backward bending. You're sitting on the chair, driving your car, doing whatever, it's a forward bend already.
Absolutely.
Never people do backward bending. So whenever you bend backwards in the yoga class, you know something about yourself. And then creates a curiosity out of it. Okay, it feels new. Okay, and what is it? This new.
Okay, tell me, since we're talking about back bends, what is one asana that everybody should be doing? Okay, for me also, even if when I am practicing yoga, back bends is one bit I'm not obviously able to conquer completely, right? So I can do like the basic chakrasanas here and there and everything, but not the whole thing, there's much more to it. So how do you improve your back bends?
Back bends are like the for me, what I can say is the king of the movements, because it requires everything. It requires your whole spine, flexibility, strength. It requires the whole shoulder opening, whole hips opening, everything opening. It requires to do a perfect backward bending. Otherwise, if your shoulder is not open enough, if your hips not open enough, you will be just crunching on your lower back. You have a back pain while doing back bends.
So you have to work on it all together.
Work on it all together. So you break down your back bends. So open up your shoulders, open up your hips. Then you try to access the spine fully. Otherwise, when you do backward bending, you only go from the lower spine. You feel like it's hurtful. Back bends never hurt. So what was it? A good posture? A good posture to do every day?
Yeah, one basically. If you want to have name one, maybe
one.
For people generally, if you know, they have to basically improve themselves. See, not everybody can come and train with you. So if you want to give that information out there, what is that one thing they should be doing every day for the back?
To say or do it?
No, you just have to name it right now.
So if I say one posture, it's very hard. So we say about a whole spine strengthening series, which is from Bikram Yoga. You know about Bikram Yoga, very famous series. So they have 26 postures, 2 breathing exercises. But the highlight of this series, the whole series, is that we do, when we lie down on the floor, we do 4 consecutive backward bending postures.
Okay.
Which is called spine strengthening series.
Okay.
Which never in the history of yoga series, nobody ever did 4 consecutive backward bending. So idea is that first posture there are 4 postures in the spine strengthening series. First is the cobra pose.
Okay.
Bhujangasana. The second one is the locust pose, Salabhasana.
Okay.
The third one is full locust pose, which is Purna Salabhasana.
Okay.
And the last one is bow pose, Dhanurasana.
Okay.
So idea behind is that the main posture, the climax of it is the bow pose, which is 360-degree angle backward bending against the gravitation, but you have to prepare your body to do that. That's why you do the cobra posture.
The full one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you prepare the body for first 3 postures. So the cobra posture access and just open up your lower back, 1/3 of the spine. Then you do the locust posture for the upper spine, 1/3 of the spine. Then you do the full locust posture for the middle spine, the 1/3 of the spine. Then you combine all 3 parts and you do 360-degree angle backward bending against gravitation, the bow pose.
Wow.
So this is the highlight of the Bikram Yoga series.
Okay.
Spine strengthening series.
Cool. So this is enough for the back.
And this is really safe. 100% of the population in the world can do it.
The first 3, I think most people will be able to do, but the Dhanur, I think
there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it. It's not about doing the posture. It's about trying the right way. Trying the right way to do it. If you can do it, you can do it. Cannot do it, cannot do it. But if you try the right way, if you can do it 1%, you will get the 100% benefit of the posture. That's the beauty of yoga. It's
since you are trained directly under Bikram, right, Parth?
Yes.
So tell me, how do we find the right teacher? For you, I know Bikram did it for you, right? For people generally, there are so many yoga teachers out there today, okay? They really have to choose one, because you need, I think, after a certain point, you need a teacher. You need assistance, you need guidance to grow eventually. It doesn't work without it, because there's so many, technicalities in the alignment bit in there which cannot be done without a teacher. So if somebody has to go out and find the right teacher for themselves, what are the things they should look for?
A good teacher.
Now don't go with the 200-hour thing, because we know there's so many out there, of course. Yeah.
So finding a good teacher that's a very big job. So there no one teacher which is good for everybody.
Absolutely.
Not one teacher.
Agreed.
No teacher is fitting to everybody's needs, but for me, a good teacher definition, for me, this is talking about personal stuff, the good teacher for me is who breaks my ego.
Who breaks your ego?
Who makes me feel like I'm no good.
So this is sounds like Bikram ideology, right? Yeah, he does that. Yeah. So what do you think works in that aspect?
If you think while the teacher is teaching, if you think you know something, you will never learn.
Yeah, that is a perspective towards things, okay? Because when you're going to a guru or a teacher, you go with the sentiment that you're there to receive.
Yeah,
right?
but most of the people don't. They, if you come to, like, let's say you practice with me, you come to my class and you feel like, okay, I'm having a little bit back pain, or maybe I know I have this kind of issue and I should be taking care of that thing because I don't know about that thing, and maybe I will injure you, or you need to take care of yourself. Anything like that, that means you think you know more than me, and that means you cannot learn. So this is something I'm talking about for me with Bikram.
So ego is one aspect, breaking the ego is technically one aspect. Okay, now keeping that aside, from a learning point of view, what do you think a teacher should be like? Maybe, from a general perspective.
Again, it's about my perspective, what I think. For me, for my personal teaching and what I look for in a teacher in general is that even if you look at my resume, I always write one thing, that for me yoga teaching is like baking a cake. Maybe I talked about that last time, maybe
no.
So it's like I'm just sharing my cake. I baked the cake and I liked it so much. I liked it so much, and it's too big for me, and it will go bad. That's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm not a bakery owner. I don't sell cakes and I don't bake cakes for people. And I will never, let's say I like chocolate. I bake the chocolate cake for myself. It's too big, I'm sharing with you. If you like butterscotch, I don't like butterscotch. I will not bake a cake for that.
Absolutely.
That's the point. So everywhere else, most of the teachers, what they do, they give people what they want. They bake their cakes. Like they're doing a little bit commercial things.
And
whatever people want.
Okay.
They're doing a little bit bakery thing. Bakery has so many kind of cake. The people can come in and choose what they want.
It's not genuine teaching happening, you mean. Basically, they're not giving students what they should be getting. Instead, they're giving what they're selling. Is that right? To some extent.
For me, what I'm trying to say is that the best teacher for me, what I feel like, whom I connect to with their teaching, is that one who is connected to their teaching, their practice, what they're giving. They're not connected to, I can feel it. They're just giving for the sake of giving, because people want that. They're not connected with what they're giving. They're just giving because people want it. It's like, I'm baking a red velvet cake for you because you wanted it. I don't like it, but I'm making it for you. It's a very good red velvet cake, but I will feel it because I don't like it.
So it's a personal.
It's good, yeah. Even if the class is good, everything is good, instruction is good, everything is good, I will feel the disconnection of the practice.
Yeah, you're talking on a very, very deep level, since you yoga, I think, is your heart and soul. So, which is a beautiful Parth, honestly. Okay, what do you have to say about, the schools in Rishikesh, Parth? Okay, the teachings and everything, like generally, okay, Rishikesh being obviously the hub of yoga, right? The origin of yoga, as they say. So, there's so many schools out there. How many of them are authentic, or are they just money-making machines nowadays?
I've been to Rishikesh I think twice, and it's not like what I imagined it to be in the beginning. What I felt like, there are so many yoga schools, many. Every step you take, there is yoga.
Absolutely.
School. And every one of them are doing teacher trainings and producing teachers in hundreds of numbers every day. So many teachers. From my general perspective, what I can think of over the top of my mind is that it is all going on because of Yoga Alliance. Yoga Alliance, what they did, they created a very standardized syllabus for the teacher trainings. For the 200 hour, 300 hour, okay, this is this
basics
many hours. This many hours of these things you need to have in the teacher trainings, and that's it. So for me, if somebody do 200 hour teacher training, and when I look at the syllabus, it's not enough to be a teacher. It's enough maybe to be a good practitioner, more knowledgeable practitioner, to practice by themselves and choose what is they're doing right or wrong, whatever.
For themselves, you're saying that 200 hours practice is enough for themselves to do yoga and not teach anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
How can you expect someone to be a yoga teacher in 200 hours? 200 hours is like 10 days.
Yeah. Technically, yes. Yes.
Kind of, if you can.
Yeah, because they don't have that kind of experience.
Nothing.
And the learning. Yeah, but there are teachers out there.
If you break down the 200 hours, it's 50 hours of practice. 50 hours of yoga practice, and the worst part.
I agree with this.
And the worst part of any 200 hour, whatever teacher training, they don't have any criteria who can join. So even if
anybody can join.
So the first person who just got to know about this is yoga, this is a thing exists, and they can join, and they can be a teacher in 200 hours. Exactly. So for me, yes, they are kind of money making machines, because they don't care about what is the quality of the teachers they produce. And also, if somebody joins yoga for the first time and they're practicing under that teacher who is trained, just did the 200-hour teacher training, nothing practiced before, and it's just 1 month of teacher training they did, and they're practicing under them, and they don't like it, let's say, no injury even, they don't like it, they don't feel like it's for them, and then they will never practice again. They spoil their first time experience, and that person will not join the yoga ever again. It's no good.
Fair enough.
Because yoga,
I think to find the right teacher is very important. Only then you can start your journey. Otherwise, it never happens. Yeah.
If you do just a 200-hour teacher training,
you'll be demotivated. You'll be like, "What is this? This is if this is yoga, I'm not doing it." Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if somebody do a 200-hour teacher training and think he's equipped enough to teach, and he teaches, you will feel again the thing I was talking about, the disconnection. He will be teaching what he learned in the training, copying something, the sample class plans and whatever the thing they learned. It will not come from within. Teaching coming from within needs to be practiced. It will come from your personal practice. You need to practice for a little bit and then understand what works, what don't works, how you learn something yourself.
Absolutely.
Then only you can teach it. I cannot teach a handstand if I cannot do a handstand.
Absolutely.
You cannot teach what you cannot practice.
Right. Okay, moving forward, Parth. Okay, tell me, from the technical point of it, okay, why does yoga calm our minds? Is it because it's related to our breath? Like, what is the idea behind it, logic behind it?
It's a subjective point. It's like calming down something, calming down your mind, your body, whatever. So first you need to know why it was not calm. It is depending on the people to people. Why your mind is not calm and why mine is not calm is different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yoga will affect you in a different level then. If your mind is not calm because you have some stress, some worry or something in the past, or I have something stress about the future, that's a different thing. And then you need something different in your yoga
how
practice.
I can think of it is maybe because when you're doing yoga, you're living in the moment. Like when you're practicing and flowing, you're doing whatever you're doing and enjoying that bit and going with the flow, basically in the moment. Okay. Otherwise, when you're off the mat, you're usually worried about maybe something that's happened or something that's going to happen. So you're technically not in the moment.
That's a very, very, like almost the perfect point what I was want to say. So easiest way to say why yoga calm our mind is that our mind can be in a million places at once, but it can be only two places, future or the past.
Right.
Nothing else there can be. In the present moment, there is only one thing, which is your breath, right here, right now, in and out, in and out. Even you listening to my voice going into your ear, going into your brain, processing already in the past. Whatever you feel, think about, everything you listen to, everything you see even, is already in the past.
Right.
Even if you think about something in the future, it's in future. So anything that you're going on into your mind is either in the past or in the future. One thing that's here right now is your breath. And when you do yoga, it's your body. Okay, let's see, you're doing a cobra pose, you're suffering, your back hurting, you're feeling the suffering, you're in the body, you're in your mind right here, right now. That makes you feel
even like... that doesn't make you feel, uncomfortable. Even that, I think that misery that discomfort or the pain, also I think in that moment we enjoy.
Because it's taking you back to the present moment, taking you back right here, right now, and then maybe the first time your mind is coming back to the present moment. Okay, this 1 minute is the longest 1 minute of my life doing this cobra pose.
Right.
If you're looking at Instagram scrolling, 30 minutes go by, you don't even remember. But 1 hour of yoga class feels like forever, because your mind was in your brain for 90% of the time.
Right.
That's why you start to feel kind of...
you need to practice consciously living in the moment, in the present, so that you can be happy. I think more than that 1 hour that we spend on the
peaceful,
mat.
Happy, subjective matter.
Yeah. Okay, Parth, pranayams, okay. Asanas is one bit, okay. A lot of people are doing it. Pranayams, I think, is very personal, okay. Not everybody really sits down and has the patience to really sit down and practice pranayams. One, for the people who are doing it, what do you think they should be doing for summers, okay, since it's summertime running? Number two, which ones are safe to do without basically guidance or supervision?
Doing pranayams without this guidance, supervision, that's something I don't recommend. But you should first learn from somebody, some teacher, and then you can practice on it. But never listening to some YouTube video or reading somewhere which is good for you. This is when you read something, it's like, if you have this problem, you do this pranayama. There's nothing like that. So pranayama is a very, very personal thing. That's why it comes after asanas. Asanas are easy subject. It's a gross body, very easy to understand, think of what to do, what not to do. But pranayama is very subjective matter. It works directly on your energies, directly. It takes a lot of time to do something, to feel something, or to achieve something in an asana point of view. You do one posture one time, you will not feel anything.
Right.
Or you do it for 100 times, maybe you feel something now. Pranayama, you do once and you get the benefit that time, once. You don't, exactly.
Be it any pranayama.
Any pranayama, anybody in the world, it changes your biochemistry at once.
Wow.
Pranayams are very on-spot practice. Okay,
tell me, since we're talking about breath, because pranayams have everything to do with breath, right? And breath being the soul energy, okay, the one that we live on, thrive on, right? Human beings. So when it comes, what do you have to say about kundalini? Does your pranayams and everything affect or rise your kundalinis? Because there's so many ideas out there, kundalini yoga and the pranayams, and people say they feel something in their spine and stuff like that.
Kundalini is it's a kind of metaphorical thing. It's not something that's in your base of the spine and a spiral. It's something metaphorical for me. I don't know about more.
No,
lineages.
The energy bit I believe in. Of course, it's there. And I'm sure it travels through the nadis, or however they explain it. That thing is definitely there. What I'm trying to ask you is, what effect does it have on those nadis and everything when you're really doing pranayams regularly, apart from the healing and your energy and stuff?
So let's say there are 3 energy channels, like we know, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna.
Right.
So there are blockages in the nadis. That's why the energy cannot flow. It's not about doing the pranayama and making that energy flow. It's about doing the pranayama and cleaning the nadis, and then the energy will flow itself.
Yeah.
So you will feel the energy flowing the first time you breathe consciously, because all your life, even when you're sleeping, when you don't know about it, you're breathing.
Yes.
You always
never
breathe.
breathes. But consciously, I think.
Consciously, you never.
I think most people, they do not take even one breath consciously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so you're breathing all your life, millions of breaths you take, but that's something, only one thing in your
just happening
body.
On the side,
Only one thing in your body that is there, which you can do consciously and unconsciously. Both, which is your breath. Only thing which you can do consciously and unconsciously. It is the bridge between everything. Bridge between your body and your mind to the rest of the world. It's the bridge between everything. But we're not conscious about it.
Okay, Surya Namaskars have become a very big thing, okay, these days. Okay, so what are the benefits of Surya Namaskars, okay, for people, and how do you scale up to 108? What is this deal with 108?
Oh, 108 Surya
108 means 54, right? Right and left, not 108 into 2. Which one are we talking about? I'm talking about 54 into 2.
There are different schools of yoga which teach Surya Namaskar differently.
Right.
Ideally, Surya Namaskar done in only one way. Not right and left, both legs, only one leg, right leg.
Oh, really?
Yes, because your Surya energy is your right side.
Okay.
And your right side, you know that.
Yeah, the
so
sun.
always the right leg moving first. When you fold forward and you take one leg back, it's always the right leg back.
Yeah.
And the left leg then, and then you do the whole thing, and then you step the right foot forward first, and then the left leg, and this is done only one way.
Okay,
Both
but all
side,
this while, what I have been doing is, of course, the right and then the left.
Yeah, this is because people think you need to balance.
Yeah, but I think we need to balance.
No, because you're doing both sides in the Surya Namaskar anyways. Think about it. Even if you step one leg, right leg back or forward, it don't make any difference.
No, but you're then working out your right leg comparatively more than the left side.
Why?
No?
Why? How? No explanation about
it. So you take your... Okay, I will try it out, maybe.
You step the right leg back. That means you're doing a Shushanchalanasana with the left leg forward. Then you step back, and when you do a Shushanchalan again, you step the right foot forward.
Yeah, basically you're just alternating it. That's all that's happening,
You're stepping the right foot forward at the end. That means you're doing a Shushanchalan in the right leg in the front. So you're doing both legs in a Shushanchalan anyways.
So technically what you're saying is Surya Namaskars, up till now, the balancing that we've been doing is not the right way.
It's just your obsessive compulsive disorder.
It's not. No,
Yes, because it makes no sense. Because you're doing both sides of each posture in a Surya Namaskar, even if you step the right leg back only.
Okay.
Stepping the left leg back makes no sense because you're doing it anyways.
For the right side.
Yeah, because you're doing it for the Surya side.
So every time you're saying we're supposed to be doing Surya Namaskars, we're only supposed to be doing the right side.
Yes. So it's 108 Surya Namaskar with
honestly,
right
this
side
is
only.
news to me. I had no idea because what I've been doing is right and left.
Yeah, many schools. And also this is something normal understanding of people who you do a teacher training, they will tell you first thing when you leave the training.
Yeah, that's being taught as well, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's coming out.
When you make a class plan, they will tell you first thing, you need to balance out everything. If you do the right side or the left side. So that's the understanding of the students. They will teach Surya Namaskar both sides because they think they need to neutralize. What they don't realize, you're already neutralizing.
But, okay, I get it. It makes sense. But for the asanas, you do need to balance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in Surya Namaskar, you're saying when you're doing the right side, the left side is automatically being balanced.
You're just moving one leg. It's not about you doing it only the right side. You're doing both sides. You're just moving the right leg because
you're starting from there. That's
exactly. You're just moving the right leg. It's not like you're not moving the left leg.
Yeah.
You're just moving the right leg first. That means you're walking, just taking the right step from the right leg forward. That doesn't mean you're walking with the right leg.
Right.
You're just walking with the right leg, stepping forward first. That's it.
Okay, since yoga, of course, obviously physically can be draining as well, and especially Surya Namaskars. So what is that one thing that people should be including in their diets so that they don't feel drained out?
Fruits.
And what about
water?
The protein bit?
Protein for...
I'm just asking, because this is not something that I have knowledge about, but protein, like people going to the gym, they're taking proteins to build muscle. So yoga, do you need to increase your protein take or no? Just the fruits and the sattvic diet, you're saying?
In gym, you burn energy. In yoga, you gain energy. Yoga is not burning your energies. So even if you take your normal diet, you're not gaining muscles in yoga anyway. That's one thing. So it depends on what you aiming to achieve in your yoga practice. If you do some kind of strength training through yoga, doing some strength work, and you feel like soreness in your muscles.
Yeah.
That means maybe yes, you need to increase the protein intake.
Right.
And then if you increase the protein intake, you need to increase the water intake, because protein needs water to get the digestion.
Right.
So you increase the water intake. You increase the water intake two ways: water, electrolytes, and also the fruits. Easy. But if you practice is neutralize, okay, not doing too much asanas, pranayamas and everything, then you don't need to. It's up to you. If you're working out that much, you need to take that much.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's no big deal.
And Parth, Bikram yoga. Okay, since Bikram is something very personal to you. Okay, you've been trained under him, and he's like your guru. So, how effective do you think is Bikram yoga? And what are the benefits you really reap out of those hot 26 asanas and practices? Yeah.
I've been practicing yoga from like around more than 13 years. The day I found Bikram yoga, I'm not practicing anything else.
Really?
No, like I tried every style of yoga. I've done trainings in every kind of
every
yoga.
Day without fail?
I was doing every day from like since I came here. I'm not doing it every day because I don't have too much space in here. So, but yeah, since the day I found Bikram yoga, this is my practice. Bikram's beginning yoga class, the 26 postures, 2 breathing exercises, which is famous for one thing. I'm telling you, if people don't know, is that it is available to each and every person in the world. Like no exceptions, no matter if you have one arm, no matter if you're on the wheelchair, you're on the bed, you can try. That's the point. Bikram yoga is not about doing it, it's about trying. Bikram yoga, if you do 1% of something, you get 100% benefit out of it. Every single pose it's not about one pose, it's not 26 postures, it's about how you do it. How you do 26 postures. This is all about. It's not about 26 postures. 26 postures are like a song. So you need to, not the words are meaning, it's the composition, is the way you do it, and it's the
what comes
everything.
Afterward. Details.
Yeah. It's the melody. Exactly the same way you do it, listening to the exactly same words in the same environment, exactly the same everything. And in the beginning you suffer, in the beginning it feels like, oh, it's too long, too complicated, so many postures. But after few classes, I think
you get the hang of it.
Yeah, and then it becomes a meditation. You come in and your mind stops. And you just do everything, and you open your eyes when you're in the Shavasana at the end. You will not even remember what you did, because your body is now perfectly aligned to those 26 postures in exactly the same way how to do it. And they have very safe way to do it, so that nobody, no matter how many people are in the class, they will not injure themselves. They have a perfect way to do everything. The instructor will tell them exactly how to do it, what to do, how to do, and the effect of doing this will be there in the instruction. This is what we are taught to deliver. They have a set, like a dialogue. We call it a dialogue. Bikram yoga has a dialogue. So whatever I say has 3 things in the dialogue: what to do, how to do, and the effect of doing it. So you will know everything what you're doing. You will feel complete in my instructions. You will don't have to use your mind 1%. You will just sit on the back seat. I will drive the car and I will drop you to the other side.
Beautiful.
And in those 26 postures, you will do everything your body is capable of doing. Every single movement of your body, every single muscle you will use, every single joint you will open up, every single range of motion is covered in those 26 postures.
Wow.
Everything.
Probably, whenever I get a chance, I will learn that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing complicated, nothing bullshit. Every single thing is perfect, geniusly
Designed.
crafted. You will feel really complete like never before. I mean, after yoga class, maybe sometimes you feel like you worked on this thing more today. But after Bikram yoga class, you will feel like you did nothing.
Okay.
But during the class, you feel like dying. That's the beauty.
Of course, yeah.
You suffer for 90 minutes, but the rest of your day will be like heaven.
See, this is what I was talking about. Now you're talking about Bikram yoga, you're feeling it. Those 19 minutes are like a divinity to you.
Yeah,
So,
but you did suffering.
Yeah.
the like still I did around like 1,000 classes, more than 1,000 classes now, but still I suffer so bad every class, and
But
like
you
no
just
matter
enjoy.
what your level is, you will suffer.
Wow.
That's the
Beautiful.
beauty of the Bikram yoga.
Okay, great. Thank you, Parth, for making time. It was lovely
you.
to have you, and probably I will get a chance to yoga with you one day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.